in the next 20 minutes, you're gonna learn how to 20x your profits with myself and 6 to 7 figure trader, Johnny. Thank you for being here, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Come a little closer, bro. Why are you so far away? Come a little closer, bro. This guy's scared of me or something. No, I do nothing. All right, let's start. I want to start with something, bro. Let's talk about risk management. The way I trade my risk management is I take different position sizing depending on the setups that I see. So if I have an A plus setup, I'm gonna be taking my full, like, I don't say heavy, my full position size. But if I see like an A setup, a B plus setup, I'm taking like a half size, a 3/4 of a size, and I get a lot of hate for this. I feel like a lot of people hate on me, and they're like, "You should always take the same position size, this and that." Like, what do you do?
I do the exact same thing, bro. I size up when the day looks clear to me. That's when I start sizing up. It's kind of like blackjack, bro. When you start seeing all those high cards coming out, you want to increase the bet because trading is literally gambling, but a better way, right? Like you have like the odds are.
You're the casino. You're the casino.
Yeah, basically. So, but just like blackjack, when the high cards are coming out, that's when you want to increase your bet. And just like in trading, when the day looks clear, when you have your A plus setup, that's when you want to. You know what I mean?
No, that's exactly. I use the poker example. Like when you have pocket aces.
Oh yeah.
That's when you're trying to like full pour and go all in
Yeah.
and cook people. But if you have like a BS hand, you're not gonna go all in.
Exactly.
But that's the way I treat risk management. I feel like a lot of people like
They just risk the same thing. They risk the same thing, and then they'll win one day, lose the next, and now they break even on the week.
And you can't tell me you can have an A plus setup like every single day, bro. Like,
No, you can't.
Like
No.
maybe every week you'll find one or two, but like an A plus setup every single day. And then some of you guys are trading like 5, 6. Bro, I have some people that I see, they're like all day just trading. Asia, London, New York. It doesn't matter for these guys, bro. Like they're just there trying to like.
They're trying to leave their 9 to 5 to clock into another 9 to 5.
Yeah, that's I don't get it, bro. Like a lot of people get into trading. They're like, okay, I wanna trade, so I don't have to go to a job or whatever. But then they're starting to charge like $12 a day.
That's ridiculous, bro. You don't.
What do you trade? Like 1 trade, 2 trades? Like you just.
I kind of just
time.
go. I mean, dude, honestly, I'm from 9 to 11 Eastern, so those first 2 hours. I trade market open first 90 minutes, and I'll kind of just peep it on my phone throughout the day. If I see a setup, then I'll take it if it's cool. But if not, then
What about like Asia and you ever mess?
yeah, overnight if it makes sense, only if it makes sense. But I'm not putting on like a huge amount of size in Asia or London. You know what I mean? Like it's always like half risk or half of what I usually risk. So yeah, if I trade overnight sessions, I'm putting on half risk.
And with the overnight session, when I notice it, when I'm trading, I'm like the same way. Like maybe I'll trade it once a week. Like whenever you see something nice, like a nice, like you like there was like a nice 200-point move overnight, and like you miss. I notice like with the overnight sessions, I tend to hold my trade longer a lot of times. And that's at least like the way I trade in general. I do try to let my winners like run. Like I try to always keep. If my trade is going in my favor and I try to hold it. When like I see a lot of people, they're like 20. They see 20 points, bro. They see like, oh my god, I'm up $600 right now on my eval account. Like they're out. They're not actually like looking at the charts. I'm like, if the chart's telling me like this should go lower, why am I gonna cut it?
I guess it just depends, because if you're a prop firm trader, and you're trading like straight to funded accounts, you only need to make like a consistency rule, right? So, like for me, for example, I'm trading some Tradify accounts right now, Lucid. They're both straight to funded. They have a 20% consistency rule. I'm on the 150s, and I'm only aiming for like 1,800 to 2K a day. So if I make that in the overnight sessions, there's no point for me to trade it in New York. You know what I mean?
Do you like the straight to funded more than like
I do
regular?
I do, because it just skips over the eval. Like if you can afford it, I think it's best.
And also, I think it removes the element of like in the eval, and like even I'm like I do this all the time. Like if I'm in an eval, like I'm full party, bro. I need to pass that.
Exactly.
Which is bad. That's how the prop firms really make money. Like it kind of works for me and Johnny. Like if we do that, because we obviously like
we can afford it.
We can afford it. We win more than we lose. But like for a new trader too, they're like they want to rush to like their payout because it's exciting. Like getting the certificate. They hate the wise account. They get $200 in their wise, whatever the payout is.
Yeah.
Like people want to rush to that. But the more you rush to, you actually push it further away. Exactly. And I noticed that like just in life in general, like you want a goal and you like make your whole life mission to get to that goal. Like you almost start pushing it away versus just like going with the flow, trusting the process and knowing that you'll get there eventually. Like.
No, yeah, I completely agree, dude. Like you said, we can afford it, and I'm the same way with evaluations. Like if I'm taking an evaluation, not a straight to funded, I'm always like just full porting it. Like if it's like a 2-day pass, kind of like Top Step, I'm always like just doing 3 minis, 4 minis just to get that 4,500, and then I'll make the 4,500 the next day.
And then try to get to a payout. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just get the funded and then go from there. And you know what I told my Discord the other day, what I'm gonna start doing with Top Step, because I do want to get those XFAs and just rinse them again. Is I want to pass the evalves and then get the funded accounts, but then risk the whole drawdown and just aim for a 2R on a express, but on a good A plus setup.
Yeah, of course.
Not just on any bogus ass setup. Like the day has to be super clear coming into the New York session, and I risk the 4,500, but I aim for a 2R so I can get 9K
times 5.
Yeah, times 5 accounts. So that's 45 grand, I guess. Yeah, 45 grand, 9 times 5. So if that were to happen, all you have to do literally is make $150 because they
lower down for 4 days. Lower down.
So you have to flip for $150 for 4 days, and then you can get the max payout.
And you have 9K drawdown at that point. I hope
you
don't
have
fucking
9K.
You go two weeks straight losing $100.
Yeah, exactly. And I know it might sound kind of like the shit that we preach, like, oh, don't do that. But if you really think about it, everybody's like biggest payouts and the way these guys operate with prop firms, like the most like successful prop firm traders, they do just that. Like they just fucking.
You have to size up to get.
You
those
have to.
big
No,
payouts.
you have to. Like if you want a big payout, you have to size up eventually. And just like how we said at the beginning of this video, it's like you want to size up on an A plus setup. You don't want to size up on a bogey day where it's kind of like you're unsure. And a lot of people watching this video, even myself and probably you know when you're kind of like unsure, like fuck, should I take this trade? Should I not? And if you ever feel like that, it's best to not.
Yeah, you
it's
better
best to not
you're
even
better
take
off
that
missing
trade.
it. Yeah. But then like some people like get so annoyed when they miss trades. Like I would say like every day I miss some kind of setup. Like every day. Like you have to be okay with like, all right, there's where the market is here today, tomorrow for like. But I tell people like, especially when they're like, let's say they lose on a day or they like clap their accounts. I ask them like, do you remember like a month ago the losses that you had? And
I was about to say that.
They're probably like, they're no, right? Because like that's how irrelevant like it really is, that lost in the moment. But we get so hyper focused on like this moment, like today, we forget that's like, hey, like one, life is real long, and like two, like if you just zoom out, like look at your
Bro,
goals.
there's opportunities every day.
Yeah, you look at your goals monthly, quarterly, yearly, not like every single day, because you know some days it will be kind of shitty. You know, it happens to the best traders.
It's funny that you brought that up because I told my student Harsh, he's one of my mentorship students, and he was like, he had that same problem. He was annoyed because he was missing setups, and he'd see people in the Discord win and shit. And I told him, bro, do you remember that trade you took last Tuesday at 9:35 a.m.? He was like, what? I'm like, exactly. Exactly, bro. You don't remember that shit. So it's like, why get hung up on a trade in the moment? Because tomorrow there's always a new opportunity. So, you know.
You know what I do to, like, let's say I'm feeling down today, maybe I lost, maybe I missed in a trade. Like, I have a folder on my phone, it's like photos, and it's all like the big wins I hit.
Oh,
so then I'll go through that. I'm
there
like, damn, all right, I'm really good at trading. Like, this doesn't mean anything, and it always like makes me feel like better, kind of right away. But sometimes it's more like mental than like anything.
Yeah.
You know, like, and that just like I just try to find ways for me to like get my mental like right, like as soon as I feel like okay, I'm thinking like something negative or whatever, I like try to lock right back in.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, easier said than done, but like it's just gonna happen, and like you can't avoid it. You just gotta find a way to live with it. It's like, you know, people are like trade like a robot. Do you think like that's accurate or no? Do you trade like a robot?
No, fuck no. That's mechanical trading. It's literally pattern trading. So.
And then like I genuinely like don't know one person. I remember one person in my life that like, oh yeah, I only trade mechanical, like a mechanical model, and like I'm profitable. Like I never met anybody like that.
You gotta have some sort of discretionary, like just context. You gotta have some sort of framework. You can't. If you do mechanical trading, it does work if you have the data to back it up. Like if you do a whole back testing, you know, session and you collect the data. Shout out Tradeful, it just dropped.
Hey,
make sure you guys get it.
Go get it.
But if you do a whole back testing session, you collect the data, then yes, technically you can pattern trade it if the data supports it. But I wouldn't recommend it because you just every day is a little bit different, bro. Right? You need context, you need narrative, you need framework, and that's going to be a little bit different every day.
Do you use like daily bias or anything like that? Like
bro, that shit is so stupid. I don't know why people are like, oh, daily bias, bro. No.
Then they go weekly. Then there's like the weekly
no, they just
bias,
confuse themselves, bro. I would not even get hung up on daily bias.
I think it's bad because like if we like, for example, today we had a really big bearish day on Friday yesterday, and also even Thursday. And like, let's say you had a daily bias that's bullish because we're like near all-time highs or something. Like that will literally clap your whole account because you just don't know when to switch. I'm like, okay, I'm wrong. Let me like. You know, like it's okay to be wrong. Like I was wrong about the setup. Let me just look for something else, and then you can see like, okay, maybe like I need to look for a continuation short, And a lot of new traders like have struggle with like putting that ego to the side of like I'm just wrong. Let me look for a different setup. Like
that's exactly what happened to me on Friday. Actually, I did a Thursday recap with the group because I do one every day after market open or market close. And I told them, I was like, all right, well, Friday, I'm expecting Friday to go back into Thursday's range. And that didn't happen, obviously. We woke up for the California flight in the morning, and I was like, holy shit. The 2 a.m. 4-hour candle is just fucking dropping into previous week low. And at that point, I was like, all right, well, 6 a.m. is probably going to continue this move. And I switched it. I was like, all right, I'm not bullish anymore. I'm good. But for a new trader that doesn't have experience like that, they might think that same way, like, oh, I think Friday's going to go back up because we had a really big sell-off on Thursday, and they'll stick with that bias going into New York, and they'll just look for longs. They'll try to bottom take the shit. And
they love, like, especially with social media, bro. They love trying to bottom take. Like, I see that all the time, bro. And like, and then the beginner traders like, oh, we sold off so much, like we must bounce. Like, no, the market doesn't have to do shit. The market will go down like 10,000 points without a green candle. Like, and same when it's bullish. Like this past like few months that we've been just like mooning like almost every single day with the end, no real major pullbacks. Like people are just like trying to short it. Like you hop on Twitter, everybody's like, oh, it's gotta be bearish because of this, but then the market just keeps going and like we're making new all-time highs. Like the market doesn't actually give a shit. Like you're just there to try to catch your move for the day and be done. Like I don't care to predict like every fucking move of the market. Either. Like I again, it goes back to like an ego thing.
It's literally, bro. Our only jobs is to put money in our fucking pockets.
Yeah, you're there to make money, bro.
Like, it's funny because the people on specifically Twitter.
Bro, Twitter is so bad, LARPs, bro. Full of LARPs.
Specifically Twitter, bro. Everybody thinks that it's always the people that know the most about the charts that make no money, and there's a lesson in that. It's like I call these dudes chartists because they're really good at annotating everything on the chart, but they make no money. They're scared of executing. Like, I don't know. You've seen
I say all the time, like, I'd rather, like, show me some payouts. I'd rather listen to it will show me some payouts versus a guy that's like, I tweeted this when we're at the bottom.
So perfect with his analysis and his charts.
Yeah, but why are you showing me your tweet? You tweeted at the bottom or tweeted at the top. Show me the trade that you took.
Show me the trade. Show me a payout,
because you probably fucking tweet 50 times a day and then you clip that one tweet actually hit.
Yeah.
Like, show me the payout that you got or show me the withdrawal that you got, you know, calling that play, you know?
Exactly, bro. It's
pretty, like, I like if a guy, like it's consistently getting like payouts and maybe their strategies like isn't the cleanest or whatever. Like they use VWAP, EMAs, whatever, but they're getting payouts. Bro, like I can't hate on that guy. But people
that's
are like,
what matters.
Oh no, like you gotta like learn how to do like whatever, like negative RR. Like if somebody's getting money, bro, negative RR, like any of the shit that like is not properly to be correct, but they're getting money. Like I can't be mad at that person.
That's honestly what matters at the end of the day. All the hypotheticals of this setup was super clean, this and that. It doesn't matter if you didn't take it. It doesn't matter. It gives who gives a fuck? Like, why even post it? I don't know. That's how I feel. Like, I won't post a setup that I personally didn't take if I didn't take it. Like, if I took it, then I will post it. But otherwise, it's just for educational purposes.
Or say that like if I miss like a really good setup, I want to be like, hey, this is a really good setup. I missed it. I will post it, but I'll say I missed it, but this is like a really clean like.
But people don't do that.
No, they don't.
Like fuck.
I tweeted this like that's it's a social media shit, bro.
Dude.
And like when people look at the Twitter stuff, also it's like that's when they like start doubting their strategy because like, oh my god, I missed that trade, but this guy called it on Twitter, and they're like, and they start strategy hopping, which I think is like one of the worst things you can do.
Exactly,
like,
bro.
Like it took me for a long time for me to get profitable or like starting my trading. My main issue is like I would just like whatever the next like shiny object, this shiny strategy, like that sounded
shiny
cool.
object syndrome.
Yeah, I would hop onto that one. I would keep like just changing it up, adding indicators, like run from this guy and that guy, like doubting my strategy. When in reality, it's like all strategies are gonna like during a period of time, you're gonna kill it. Then you'll have maybe like a period that's not doing as good, and then you go back to killing. It's all like statistics, and then you just like any time that you have an obstacle, because like you're gonna take the easy way route, which is I'm just gonna change my strategy versus just like pushing through that and be like, okay, what do I gotta do, and sticking to it, and then going back to like how it was.
That's the thing. People are they're lazy, bro. They don't want to put in that work to figure out what's wrong with the strategy. When it's in reality, like if you take a loss and you have a 60% win rate, but the other 40% doesn't win, the loss simply means that it's just a part of the 40% that doesn't win.
It's statistics,
it's statistics.
And a lot of people think like, okay, let's say you have 60% win rate, you're like 10 trades, 6 wins, 4 losses. It doesn't always work like that. You could go like 2 weeks of 20 trades, no losses, and then you'll catch 3 or 4 in a row. That are losses. Like it's like a statistical like percent. It's not always gonna be exactly that. And also, like, another big thing is like, what is your risk to reward? Like, that's like I'm really big on too. Like,
risk to reward, to be honest, bro, it's around a 2. Around a 2, yeah, around a 2.
well, not you specific, but like in general, like I have people like, don't call out any names, but like I'm thinking something it's like 90% win rate. But then they go break like 2 ticks and they're break even, and they're like, okay, that was a break even trade. And then they're like RRs like maybe a 1-to-1 if it's like a good day, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I mean,
like to me, like if someone has like a 20% win rate, but they're smacking like 10 Rs, like
I mean
that's still it's still profitable.
Yeah.
Like it's not only about like win rates. I think maybe a little more with prop firms.
Yeah.
A little more because you don't have as much drawdown, so like you do kind of need something that's decently has a decent win rate because you just don't have, you can take a bunch of losses in a row because you're gonna clap your account, but like it's not just like one stat like, oh, I have an 80% win rate, I'm profitable.
Yeah,
it's way deeper than that. It's, like,
it's way deeper than that. Yeah. I kind of blinked out, but
my good looks.
Huh?
My good looks kind of make him nervous, bro.
He said my good looks.
My good looks make him nervous, bro.
No, but yeah, strategy hopping is a big thing, and like I said, bro, people are just super lazy. They don't want to put in the work to figure out why they were wrong. Because in trading, it's one of these industries. It's like if you lose, there is something that you misread. There was something that you didn't read.
Take that accountability.
Yeah, it's the accountability part as well. It's like something was wrong in your analysis that caused you to lose that trade, and you have to go in and figure out why you lost that trade. And that's where a lot of people don't want to put in the work, and that's why they're lazy, and that's why they join other discords or they join multiple discords in hopes that the mentor gives them signals, and if they don't give them the signals, they just hop around until they find somebody who's consistently giving them signals for a week, and as soon as they lose, your ass, why'd you take that setup, why'd this lose? And it's like, dude, it's just I remember I was in that cycle when I first started. I was joining a bunch of groups. I was like, all right, my mentor's taking this trade. I'm going to take it with him. But then when it lost, I was like, what the fuck? Why did I take it? This dude's a dumbass. Like, then I joined another group. And it's just a cycle until you, like, finally take that accountability and realize, like, dude, I need to stop doing this shit and lock in and start taking trades on my own and stop strategy hopping.
People don't want to journal it, bro. Like, you did like, as soon as you take a loss or a win, even, honestly, you should, like, look at it and journal right away. Like, when it's fresh in your mind and, like, what did I miss? Because if you do that, then you're actually gonna learn. But like people like journal, like, oh, I'm a journal at the end of the day. Like you forget about it, you don't do it. And they do weak ass journals, bro. Like I tell my students like they to send me their journal every day.
Yeah.
And they'll have a trade fair value gap. They're like,
bro. It's like,
what are you learning doing that? Like do it the right way or just don't do it at all. You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time.
You're not doing shit. Doing
you should be like, hey, I saw this higher time frame key point. I saw this confluence. I thought we were targeting this, and like it should be like a nice like actual like reasoning why, or like you. I'll show you your journal. Like this is why you lost. You know what the fuck you're looking at, bro. Like people are just like, I suffer value gap. Like that's like fair value gap. 1 minute IFG, I entered off of it and I got cooked. Like, bro, you think 1 minute IFG is gonna fucking turn you profitable, bro? Like, come on, bro.
That's the thing a lot with the IFG. That's why I don't like IFGs
You're
too
chasing moves, bro. I hate that shit.
That, and it's like a lot of people that learn IFEGs, they're learning from somebody who teaches them on a lower time frame. Like, not naming no names, but people could probably figure out who the fuck I'm talking about. I'll just talk about Dodgy. I mean, that dude just fucking teaches people to fucking short and long on a 1 minute, 30 second. And no hate to the dude. I just don't specifically like the strategy because of that reason. And you have to, in my opinion, and the way ICT teaches shit, because, I mean, he teaches ICT too. But the way he teaches it is like you have to derive your ideas and like everything, your bias, your narrative, your trade ideas from the higher time frames.
Right, that's why I'd say too.
From the higher time frames.
Find your high time frame key levels, key points, whatever, and then when you hit those, then you look for a low time frame entry, 5 minute, down. 1 minute. But that's what I do too. Like I'll look at my high time frame key levels, and when we hit them, like I get an alert or whatever, I'm just looking at the charts. Then I'm looking for like a lower, I'll hop on 5 minutes and low time frame entry. Like I don't know any really good trader that doesn't really use the high time frame to the degree. Like nobody's using just like,
bro.
Like that, and that's like a huge set. Like with my students at least, like most of the beginner mistakes I make is they're all in looking at the 1 minute.
Yeah,
because the 1 minute they're just like 1 minute entry, 1 minute for value gap, and like long. Yeah. I'm like, bro, look, like you can't be trading like that.
The biggest piece of advice I can give anybody is just remove the 1 minute from your charts. If you're not profitable, remove that shit. Focus on 5-15 at least for your lower time frames. Don't go on the 1 minute.
I tell them the same exact thing. Like the 1 minute is powerful.
Yeah.
Because you can find really good entries, but you almost gotta earn it. Like you gotta earn to get that.
But it's like you gotta align the higher time frames. Yeah. Like all the time frames have to tell you the same thing. If they're not telling you the same thing, then you're gonna get screwed, bro. Like, why would you? Okay, so for example, if the daily candle is moving higher, and then you see like a bearish setup on the 1 minute, like you're taking a 1 minute idea, but the daily candle's telling you it's trying to go higher, and then the 4 hour candle's trying to telling you that it's trying to go higher, and then the 1 hour candle's telling you that it's trying to go higher, but you're taking that 1 minute break of structure to the downside. It just doesn't make sense.
They're doing is it's lazy, and like the 1 minute is kind of like gives you a lot of like
it's a lot of noise.
Yeah, and
it's a lot of noise at the end of the day. It's As soon as I removed the 1 minute, when I was struggling, like when I was like at a break even phase in my trading, is because I was on the 1 minute a lot. And when I removed the 1 minute and really just focused on like 15 and 5, that's when I started catching a lot more trades. And I just posted a TikTok about this. And around that same time, here's a tip that I could give everybody, because I just posted a TikTok about this. It's like, stop worrying about the perfect entries and exits. As soon as I stopped worrying about that and I focused on 5, 15, ditched the 1 minute, dude, I started passing hella accounts. I started getting a bunch of payouts, and it was just way easier on my mental too, because you're not looking at every single 1 minute candle. You're waiting 5, 15 minutes at a time for every candle to form, and it was just a lot less stressful.
And if you give me only one time frame, I would probably only trade a 15 minutes. Like until you can only trade one time frame, I'm only 15. I think it's a perfect balance between the high time frame and low time frame. All right, guys. Well, I hope this video helped you guys out. 20 minutes to unfuck your trading psychology. Thank you, Johnny, for being here.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.